channel. Today is my February favorites video. I have a few fails in here. I wanted to briefly discuss all the products that didn't work for me in the month of February, and then we'll move on to the products that actually work. Now, I briefly want to talk about this before I get started too, just because it seems like every single time I don't like something, I get a lot of negative feedback. Whether it's almost like when I talk negative about a product, I get more thumbs down in the videos than I do when I discuss a product that works for me. So I'm really surprised by that, because those that I choose to take my time to watch on YouTube, I want them to be honest with me. And when I have felt that an influencer has been dishonest with me, I stop watching them. But I'm now seeing why a lot of people choose not to completely bash a product, which I don't bash a product. I just say, hey, this didn't work for me. But if it worked for you, that makes me so happy because you didn't waste your money. But it seems like when you talk negative, no matter what it is, it doesn't matter what the product is. If you talk negative about something, people don't like it, and that's not going to stop me from being honest. I do feel like because it seems to be an issue, I kind of want to bury the issue and just kind of briefly explain that just because it works for you, it doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody else, and just because it works for me, it doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And I want to make that perfectly clear. I am never going to sit on here and be dishonest with you. And so if you are somebody that doesn't like an honest review, then this is probably not the place for you, because I am going to 100% always be honest. Based on my experience, I buy 99.9% of the products that I have here with my own money, and I will never come on here and lie. It's not going to happen. So if you're upset that I gave a negative review to a product that you love, I'm very sorry about that. It just didn't work for me. And there's nothing against the brand. There's nothing against the product. It just didn't work. And if it works for you, that is fantastic, because that means you didn't waste your money. And who wants to waste money? So I'm going to start out with this. I just recently reviewed this last weekend on my channel, and I've been really trying to make this work. I've tried mixing it with the foundation. I've tried putting it over top of my favorite foundation, and this is just not working for me. And I'm going to continue to play around with it. I do feel like there is something special about this product. There's something very special about this tinted oil foundation. I just have to find the right way to use it. So far, I've been unsuccessful in finding that right way, but I am determined to try to make this work. That there is something special about this. I just got to find a way to make it work for me and my skin. The other product I want to talk about, I've already returned to Ulta. This is the Face Tape foundation from Tarte. You know, if any of you guys were offended by that, or, you know, felt like I didn't give it a chance, I apologize for that. That was never my intention, but the foundation did not work for me. I have dry skin, and it looked horrible by the end of the night. I've seen quite a few people that have said the exact same thing about that foundation. The employee at Ulta said that they had more people return that foundation that they've had in a long time from a new launch. So I was definitely not the only one that it didn't work for. You could clearly see in the video that it was splotchy and it was completely coming off, and that was only a few hours in. It just wasn't going to stay put, and it didn't work for me. And I'm glad that there's been people out there that are finding it to be their holy grail. That's amazing. We all have different skin. We all require different things from our foundations. I don't wear powders on my face, so I really need the foundation to work on its own, and that foundation just did not work. I tried it 2 more times after that because everybody was kind of up in an uproar. The one day I only wore it for about 4 hours, and it was a mess. The other day I was done, you guys. It just is not a good foundation for me. The bottom line is, it was a total fail for me, and I'm really hoping that it was a great foundation for you guys, but it just didn't work for me, and it is what it is. The next product I want to talk about is this Estee Lauder Double Wear Instant Fix Concealer. So this is like a double-sided concealer. When I thought of double wear, you know, the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation is pretty good coverage. This is a very light coverage concealer. So on one end, you have kind of the prep. It's a hydrator where you put it on, And it kind of has, I don't like the applicator. First of all, the applicator is kind of a plastic applicator, and I wish that they would have used a brush. The solution is nice. It's a nice like gel type formula. It really absorbs into the skin. So the hydra portion of this, I really, really like. I felt like my under eyes absorb it really nice. Like I kind of hope that they start selling this like separate, because I'm almost considering not taking this back, only because I really, really do like the formula on this. But then when you go in with the concealer, this is supposed to be a 24-hour wearing concealer, and it is the lightest coverage. I mean, I don't know that I don't even know why it's so light coverage, but when you start blending it out, it's almost like there's no coverage. I was just really surprised by the coverage. I feel like if the coverage was better, I do think I could make this concealer work, but it's the coverage that is just not good for me. I feel like this has potential to work. I think this works good for those of you out there that maybe don't have a lot of dark circles under your eyes and you just want a little bit of something to kind of smooth under the under eye, kind of smooth it out, make it a blank canvas, but not have like major coverage. I do think this would be nice for that. But as far as if you need any type of coverage, this is definitely not it. Okay, the other two I'm gonna briefly talk about is these two glow rollers. You guys seen that? This was the glow roller, and it was so bad, you guys. This is in fact, I am sending it back. I just haven't had time, you guys. My schedule has been crazy. But basically, it has this little thing right here, and you have the product right here, and the product is just this weird, funky, iridescent pink, which don't get me wrong, some people love that type of a highlighter. I personally don't, but I also don't like the texture of this highlighter. I mean, as you guys seen in that video, it was just not a good highlighter, so don't waste your money on these. This one is the Bouncy Blendable Highlighter, and this one was bad too. Like, there's no pigment with this. This is a beautiful shade, but no pigment. So yeah, these are definitely not my favorite. Okay, the other one I briefly want to talk about is the Vanish Liquid Foundation. As you guys seen in that review as well, it just did not work for me. It was a mess. Yeah, a little bit of this goes a really, really long way, but it just not a good foundation. Like, I couldn't get it to work for my skin. It's hella drying, and I'm not a fan of this foundation. So those are the products I want to talk about that didn't work for me. So let's jump right into the products that did. First things first, as you guys know, I have fallen madly in love with the collab brand from Sally's Beauty. Now, a friend of mine came and got the foundation yesterday. She's testing it out, so I don't have the bottle here to show you, which I'm really missing that foundation right now. I'm really missing it. But that collab beauty foundation is absolutely beautiful on my skin. So this one is called the Bright Spark Radiant Foundation, and it is so beautiful. I'm obsessed with that foundation, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorites. Like, it really is a beautiful foundation. I also love the concealer. Everybody that I have told to try this concealer loves it. It's so lightweight but full coverage, and it's amazing. The best, like, affordable concealers that I have tried thus far. It is Balm. The other thing I want to talk about that's affordable is e.l.f. Like, e.l.f. really brought it, you guys. I love these. So this is the liquid camo concealer, which was good. And then they also brought out the Flawless Finish foundation. These are amazing. For the price, you guys, I am telling you, you cannot beat the price on these. Are they like my all-time favorite? No. Do I like the collab a little bit better than these? Yes. However, these are phenomenal for being so affordable and such amazing products. e.l.f. knocked it out of the ballpark with these. I was so highly impressed with the concealer and the foundation, and I will link a full face of e.l.f. right up here in the iCards for you guys to check that out if you're curious or if you missed it. The other one I want to talk about that I have spoke about before, I don't know that I've talked about in my favorites, but this foundation from Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Light Wonder, and I've been grabbing this lately. It's almost like on those days where I just don't want that full coverage. It's kind of what I wanted this foundation to be for me. I wanted this foundation to be like this. This Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder is so beautiful on my skin. The only downfall about this, I feel like, is that I do need a little bit more coverage with this. So I do have to use a little bit more than maybe I would in other foundations. But I love the finish of this, and it actually wears off very naturally for me. I think I'm going to try to mix these two together and see if I can get that nice finish that I want. I have a friend that's oily skinned, and she said this was the worst foundation she's ever tried in her entire life. I want to find a way to make this work because I do feel like it was designed for that dry, normal skin, but it was drying for me. Like, I think that's the thing that I'm not liking about it, is that it was so drying on my skin. By the end of the night, I kind of felt dry, but then, you know, a friend of mine who is really oily skinned just hated it so much. So I'm still going to play around with this. I do have a feeling that these two might be a good combination. I have tried this with my Clinique Even Better, and that was not, it did not work. I also tried it with the Lancome Ultra Wear, and that was a mess. So I'm going to continue to try it, but I really, really love this one from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't particularly love the Magic Foundation. I can make the Magic Foundation work, but I really have to prep my skin in a way that is just more effort, where I just don't pick it up. But this one, I love. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is the concealer that I have been pulling nonstop for the entire month of February, and that is the Magic Concealer. And I will be honest, when I first reviewed this, I didn't like it. I liked it, but I was like, yeah, it's okay, you guys. I don't see the hype behind it. I now am starting to understand the hype behind it. And the more that I wear this, the more I'm absolutely loving it. It's a concealer that I just literally cannot stop wearing. Moving on to powders. Now you guys are like, wait, she doesn't wear powders. I know, I hear you. I have fallen madly in love with this. If you guys have been watching my channel for the entire month of February, you guys have probably heard me talk about this. Since I bought the Sonia G Pro Face Set, which includes these 5 brushes that I am madly in love with, worth every dime, might I add. I use this brush to apply this, okay? And I've had this powder for probably a year, and I've never been able to make it work. If I applied it with a sponge, it would stick to one spot, and I really couldn't get it to blend. If I applied it with, let's say, a brush like this, I would have the exact same issue. It would stick to one spot, and then I would sit there and try to blend it out, and I couldn't get it to blend. Then I used it with this brush. These two are incredible together, and now I cannot do my makeup without it. And in fact, it's something that I will hurry and do and like touch up my makeup before I come on and film. Just especially because I don't want to get those comments that, you know, I'm looking like a grease ball. So, you know, gotta come on here and get the shininess down to a minimum. But I love this powder. So this is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, and I wear it in the shade 2 Medium, and it's phenomenal. Just, I mean, I can totally see the hype behind it, and it will now be something that I wear daily. I love it, especially right here. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful right there. I do have a couple of blushes here. I'm going to get through them quick because I'm kind of a blush nut, I know. So of course we're going to talk about the Natasha Denona blush palette. I've been loving this palette, and I think I'm going to even love it more during the spring and the summertime, only because these shades are so perfect for the spring and summer. She did a phenomenal job on this. I mean, this blush palette, you guys, is bomb. Seriously, it is so good. Moving on to the blush palette. Again, I like this palette. People disagree with me. People are not liking this palette. And, you know, to each is their own. You don't have to like everything the same. I love this little palette. I love all the blushes in here. And yes, I do have multiples in certain blushes. Yes, because I love blush. I particularly love Jouer's blush. I feel like these, you know, there's been people saying that this doesn't apply like the other blushes do. I feel like they do. That's just my personal opinion. Based on having 2 now blush palettes, these I feel like apply just as good as than the duos. Now, of course, I like the packaging on the duos better, and as you will notice, the pans are smaller in the palette. So in the palette, you know, they're much smaller than they are here in the duos, which kind of makes sense because, I mean, this would be a huge palette if they made them that size, but I like this because it gives me variety. And, you know, for that time when I go on vacation, this is what I'm going to be taking, just so that I have all the blush shades that I will possibly need for any look that I'm going for. So I still love this palette. I really do. Now, this one, though, I have to admit, is quickly becoming my favorite. and I am so pissed at myself for not buying this when it first came out. This is called the Rose Gold Blush Duo, and it's in Marigold and Rose Petal, which Marigold is this shade right up here. So just so that you know, that one is in that palette. What I'll do is I'll put this on, and then I'll put a little bit of this over top of it. Oh, so beautiful, you guys. This, I think I like it. No, I don't think. I like it. I didn't know that I could like a blush more than I liked the Adore Me, and I really do. The Adore Me is very soft and very peachy, and don't get me wrong, this is perfect for those days where I want that soft hint of peach on the cheek, but I think I'm liking this one even more than the Adore Me, which I did not think was possible. So this one is fantastic, and I'm so glad I got it. The only thing I don't like about it is it makes this little squeaky noise when I close it. This one doesn't do that. This one just closes. This one makes some weird squeaky noise, and maybe once I start continuing to use it, maybe it won't make that noise. But for now, it's making that noise, and it's kind of driving me nuts. Moving on to eyeshadow palettes. First thing I want to talk about is this from Collab. I've used this several times since the day that I used it on camera, and I love this little palette. I am so excited about this little palette. These are very soft and very buttery. We all like a different type of formula in our eyeshadows, and if you don't really like a buttery type formula, then you probably won't like this one, because this one's very buttery and very creamy, and I really, really love the quality of this, you guys. Like, I am so impressed with the Collab brand all together. Like, they nailed it. It is so good. Okay, now this is what I'm wearing today, and this is, actually I mixed these two, but this is the Pillow Talk palette from Charlotte Tilbury and the Exaggerize palette from Charlotte Tilbury. Now I'm wearing both of them today. When I reviewed this palette, I liked the palette, but I did feel like it was lacking pigmentation, and I still stand by that 1000%. The only way that I can make this work is that if I mix it with the Exaggerize and use this darker shade. But oh my gosh, I just love this shade so much on my lid. And the thing is that I love the shades, like these shades are so perfect with that lid shade that it's almost like I have to use the palette. I don't know. I'm not going to let it go to waste. And I wouldn't say it's like my absolute favorite, but I will say I like this palette as long as I'm mixing it with another palette. And is that me telling you to run out and buy it? No, because if you like your palettes to be more pigmented, this is definitely not going to be a palette for you. But let's just say that you have the Exaggerize palette and you've been thinking about getting the Pillow Talk. These two together are magical. So I just wanted to briefly mention it. And I mean, I still don't think it's worth it by itself. I'm just going to be honest. If I didn't have the Exaggerize palette, don't get me wrong, I can mix it with other brands that I have, but there's something about mixing Charlotte Tilbury with other Charlotte Tilbury shades that they just work so beautifully together. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. All right, moving on to these from AVH. I just love these. I love these so freaking much. I wore them all weekend long. I couldn't help myself. I love these. These are amazing. I love the pigmentation. I love the shades that they chose in these. And I am so glad I got these, you guys. I can't even tell you how happy I am. He did a great job with this. I love the entire set. Now, I have not bought the lippies from this one, I believe. Yeah. I've only still got the 2 lippies. I haven't bought any more from this collection. I originally wanted to, but I have so many lippies that I just don't feel like I'm going to. But I am still loving these. These are awesome. Okay, the last palette, I'm going to briefly talk about it. I used this last week. So when I filmed that video of my Sephora haul, it was last week, and I have used this palette several times since then. I freaking love this little palette. The frost shades in this are incredible. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't been using it for the entire month of February, but I can tell you right now, this is definitely a favorite. I love the frost shades. The matte shades, I could probably do away with them. They're not my favorite. They're very pigmented and they're creamy, but the shades are definitely not my favorite. But those frost shades, those first 5 shades in the palette, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing beautiful. The frostiness from them it is incredible, you guys. I am completely blown away by the pigmentation in those frost shades. They're amazing. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, you guys see me use this in my BoxyCharm, and I loved this so much from Nude Sticks that I just ordered a bunch of stuff from Nude Sticks. I'm gonna let you guys know that I am going to be doing a full face of stick products next week. So be on the look for that video. Stick everything. And I'm really excited to kind of dive into the whole stick kind of eyeshadow, and I'm not going to play around with them until I do it on camera because I want you guys to see the struggle that I have. And because I do have the caviar sticks from Laura Mercier. I think I have a set of 4 of them, and I like them. They're not my favorite because they are a little bit harder to blend. However, when I got them, I had longer nails. Maybe with the shorter nails, it'll be easier to use them. I don't know, but I am super excited about these because this pigment is incredible. And I feel like these are genius. For those of you out there that do not like a shimmer shade to be a mess, let's just say that you're in the middle of doing your eyes, okay? And you want to pop something on your lid, but your face makeup is so bomb that you're afraid to put a shimmer shade over top of it and get a bunch of fallout. Grab one of these. These are amazing. I am so glad I got this in my BoxyCharm. And I literally did just order quite a bit from this, but I'm very, very excited to do that video for you guys. So be on the look for that next week. I'm going to move on to this really quick. You guys heard me talk about this. I have been using the Marc Jacobs, the smaller one. Like I had a smaller one for a while. This is freaking bomb. These Marc Jacobs gel highliners or eyeliners, whatever the hell they're called. These are phenomenal and they last all day long. They're super duper pigmented, and I can definitely see why people love these because these are bomb. I have fallen madly in love with the Kevyn Aucoin Expert Mascara. This is my favorite mascara when I'm not going to be putting lashes on. I can really build up this mascara. It's a very soft formula. So if you don't like a soft, dry formula, you might not like this, but I love it because it's a soft, dry formula and it doesn't give me that like spider leg looking eyelash. It kind of just makes them fuller. I love this mascara. But the one I'm also loving that I've had this for about a month, and this is from Bare Minerals. This is called the Lash Domination. It's a volumizing mascara, and it's got a petite precision brush. Now this is a deluxe sample size, and I freaking love this little mascara. I love the wand on it, but I also love the mascara. It's a good mascara, and between these two are all I've been using pretty much the entire month. Okay, so next thing is lips. I've got 2 products here. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pillow Talk. I'm wearing it now. I can't stop wearing this. Since I reviewed the Pillow Talk palette, I've been wearing this every day. Like I love, 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 love this matte lipstick. It is so beautiful and it's so long lasting and so comfortable. It's amazing. And the Pillow Talk shade is just that perfect like pink. It's just really perfect because I typically don't like a pink lipstick, but this one is that perfect nude pink. Is the perfect shade. It's just is so pretty, you guys. Oh, I'm obsessed. It's definitely one of my favorites now from Charlotte Tilbury. The other one that I've been falling madly in love with is from Estee Lauder. This is the Pure Color Envy Liquid Matte in 111 Naked, and this was the collaboration by Violet. So Estee Lauder collaborated with Violet. I also got the eye gloss. This is in the shade Sheer Scandal, so this is what the eye gloss looks like. And I'm still playing around with this. I don't know how I feel about this. So this is supposed to be something that you put over your eyeshadow, make it look more wet-like. There's been a few times that I've used this and it works, and there's other times that it doesn't. So I'm still trying to figure out what the deal is with this product, and when I do, I will definitely give you guys the 411 on this. But when I bought this, I bought this one, and this is from the same collection, and it is amazing. It's the perfect nude. It is so beautiful on the lip. And it just, you guys, this is one of the best nudes I have found in a really long time, because it has that right amount of brown and the right amount of pink to pull it together. It is absolutely amazing. So since I tried both of these, I just cannot stop wearing them. They're so beautiful. Okay, the other things that I want to talk about, this is so stupid and silly, but I want to bring this up to you guys. I bought this because I was trying to reach free shipping somewhere. I don't know if it was because I always get free shipping from Sephora, so I'm not sure why I bought this. I'm not sure why. I didn't really need it, but I bought it to reach a certain level. Maybe I was trying to get a deluxe sample at Sephora, who the hell knows. But I love this pencil sharpener. It is one of the best pencil sharpeners. I am obsessed with it. I just have like the normal, okay, the one that I've been using is from Benefit. This one right here, and it works fine. Don't get me wrong, it works fine. But this one is like smooth. Like it really sharpens it smooth. And I've been using this for like a month, and I've never had any of my pencils break off inside. I have that happen quite often with the Benefit one, but with this one, I don't have my pencil break off, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. So as ridiculous as it sounds, this is a great pencil sharpener. I just had to bring that up because I've been really liking it. Okay, then I want to talk about these brushes from Sigma. So Sigma recently sent me a PR box with a bunch of brushes, which I was so grateful for. And these 3 brushes I've not been able to put down. This one in particular is my favorite. And I would say this is definitely my favorite brush from Sigma overall. This is the shader crease brush. This is the E47, and there is something amazing about this brush. And what I like to use it for is sometimes when I like to make that dark shadow right there in that line pop, I will take that dark shadow and I will put it on, and then and it's just the perfect angle, and it blends it out so beautifully. I love this brush. And then this one is the Sigma Exact Blend. This is the E32. Again, amazing. You guys have been seeing it. Like if you go back the last couple of weeks, you'll see I've been using these quite often, and I've just fallen in love with them. This one I love to pack some color right here on the outer corner, or really buff a shade in on the lower lash line. This is an awesome brush. The other one is the smudge brush. This is the E21. This one I like to get right up in there and get like a dark shade right up on that lash line. Like, this is so good. All 3 of these are phenomenal from Sigma, and this one in particular, this one's my favorite. Like, I love this brush as much as I love the Sonia G Pro Eye Set. So, just saying, I love this brush. It's awesome. For skincare, I want to discuss this briefly. I recently introduced this into my skincare. This is the Vitamin C plus Arbutin Brightening Serum, and it's got 10% L-absorbic acid. And I have been loving this. So I bought this using my $100 reward from Sephora, and I am so glad I bought it. I use it in the morning, and then of course I put my skincare over top of it, but it is phenomenal. I have even noticed my skin really, really brightening up. I love Obagi anyway, but this product in particular, if you have acne scars, okay, so some of you guys have asked me how I've been able to get rid of this and clear it up so fast. One, I was using an aloe vera plant to get that to heal up. Once I healed it up, that vitamin C serum from Obagi completely it has like made it so fade, and this was one of my worst breakouts. So if you have acne scars, oh my gosh, that will be like your holy grail. It is so amazing. This product is very potent. So you can use it morning and night. I've only been using it just in the morning and then putting my skincare over top, but it's very potent. So just fair warning, you guys, it is a very potent product. You need to immediately apply this as soon as you wash your face. If you can wait 5, 10, 15 minutes before going in with your moisturizer, I do recommend it, because that product seems to really, really absorb into the freshly washed skin. I'm talking like you've barely just pat your face dry. Go immediately in and then let it really, really absorb before you put anything over top of it. And I'm telling you right now, it will be a game changer. It is such a phenomenal product. If you experience any drying with this, because it depends on what state your skin's in. And so if you experience any kind of drying or anything like that, I recommend continuing to use it, because that's the stages. Like, your skin has to go through those stages. Now, I didn't go through that stage because I've kind of already been using Obagi for so long that my skin is so used to it. But if you're not used to a product like this, your skin might have a reaction to it as far as just dryness. You might get a little bit of patchiness. but keep continuing to use it because that's kind of the process. So don't get discouraged and just stop using it just because you get some dryness or some irritation, because that means that the product is working. So my skin's used to it, my skin's used to retinol and all of that, but if your skin's not, then that would definitely be the reason why your skin will maybe have a different reaction to it. So that's it for February's favorites video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys again for all the love that you guys show me and this channel. It truly means the world to me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day filled with love and happiness. I will see you guys right back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. and I love you guys so much. Bye.